Yo, what's good? It's your boy B-Dell. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. But today I'm going to be breaking down the inception of the bloody oath of secrecy that works in symbiotic connection to the Jesuit order, which is engineered by the Luciferian principles, which is the foundation of the Freemasonic order, right? So this also corresponds to the music industry because the music industry is basically a secret society with the false perception of being entertainment, right? So this is also interconnected to the bloody oath of secrecy. And the bloody oath of secrecy is connected by the Freemasonic order because it was created by the dark priesthood of the Vatican Church, right? So this is basically a publication right here that was that came out back in 1680, right? So now when you go to the Jesuit oath says verbatim that the Pope or the superior of the Holy Father of the Society of Jesus in confirmation, which I hereby dedicate my life and my soul and my corporate powers, which is the dagger, and now I receive, and I will subscribe my name written in blood and testimony thereof. I should prove false or weaken in determination, and may my brethren or my fellow soldiers of the militia of the Pope cut off his hands and his feet and his throat from ear to ear, rip my belly open, and sulfur burn. And all these punishments are basically inflicted on me upon this earth, and my soul shall be tortured by demons for eternal hell. So when you basically go against the bloody oath of secrecy, you know, that is basically the initiation process. So when you break oath, that's where this whole dynamic of witchcraft starts to take place, because you know these witches and these nutritionists and these CIA agents that's basically in the music industry, they are basically handlers to basically usurp your soul when you go against oath. That's why they got all these people watching you, right? So when you're talking about Kanye West, so now this is why Kanye West recently just came out and said something about the ritualistic sacrifice, right? So I'm going to play this video.
But that's how they try to categorize
They
it.
can't control it. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Well, no, you, man.
But they can't control me. You
No,
see, it
you.
ain't no name I won't name. It's up.
No, you.
You know what I'm saying? And just for minutes of Farrakhan, I love you. But the way you read that, I took that as a slight. You know what I'm saying? I'll take no disrespect from nobody. So let's get on the phone. Let's talk that out. I don't care who you are. I ain't taking no slice from nobody. Right? I ain't taking no slice from nobody. It's God. That's the only person that I serve. My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
Me too.
You understand?
Yeah. You Christian.
Michael Jordan. What about him? His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son, right? Dr. Dre, his son. You know, out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize. And God loved me. You understand? They hit me. Gap, Adidas, all that away. Still, Forbes, who hate me, right? Had to write net worth 400 million.
And not only do they just want to monetize from a monetary standpoint, they want to monetize your soul and your energy, right? This is why they got gatekeepers in the music industry, which is basically another form of a soul trap, right? So that's why they got these witches that's also interconnected to the music industry. So now I'm going to show you how the reality of what you just seen is basically interconnected to eugenics, because eugenics plays a good part in this, because, you know, the Luciferian secret is Black DNA, right? And I'm going to show you. So this is why they promote, you know, dysfunctionalism in the rap industry. This is why they promote all these afflictions, all these hedonistic concepts, and they promote death, because under the bloody oath of secrecy that's connected to the dark priesthood of the Vatican Church, which basically means that you're a casualty of war. You're a casualty of war because you are controlled by people who stole your birthright, right? So this also corresponds with law, because like I said, it corresponds with law, because us as a living entity on this planet, we are basically a corporation, and when you die, you're a corpse to the corporation, which is connected to the civil mortuus principles implemented by the black Christian codes, right? So all this is also corresponds to eugenics, like I said. Hold on, it's having
I'm
trouble.
going to call this little snippet gang banging and human organs.
Pay attention to what he's saying.
Some years ago, a friend of mine who's a social worker and a liaison for the police in gang-related situations was called to the hospital because the Black family's son who was shot were irate. And the reason they was irate because they wanted to pull the plug on their son and he was still living. So she had to come and calm the situation down. But she was curious. So she pulled a doctor to the side. So what's the deal here? Why you guys want to pull the plug and get his parents to sign over his organs? So in her own wisdom and understanding, she pressed the doctor. This is what the doctor said. The most valuable organs for transplanting is a young Black male between 18 and 25, 26, 27. He says,
now you see why they push rap music, because rap music is basically, the gangsterism aspect of it is connected to the eugenic system under the bloody oath of secrecy, because the bloody oath of secrecy is basically a psychological egregore, and that psychological egregore is basically connected to a false perception of masculinity, a false perception of what it means to be successful as you pushing dysfunctionalism in the rap music, right? So this is why they do the things that they do, because in order for them to have genetical self-preservation on this planet, you have to destroy yourself through the energy and the frequency and the vibration of low vibrational ass music, right? So I'm gonna keep going.
White people's organs won't work on Black people, but Black people's organs are the best for all people. Yeah, man. So this thing with gang banging, and I heard these reports because I know people from the inner cities of the different towns, Detroit, Chicago, whatever. And there have been incidents of what they call a drive-by shooting where the person assaulted or killed was shot in the head. What? A drive-by, guys, that only happens in the movies. You driving by in a car and you put a shot in the head, or you shooting somebody and you shoot them in the head. The problem with that is, or the situation with that is that you don't want to shoot a person in the body if you plan on taking their organs. So how many young Black men that have received guns from outside the ghetto? There are no pharmacies, no pharmaceutical factories, gun factories, and none of that in what we call the ghetto in inner cities. But those things always end up there. So a young Black man gets shot, he goes to the hospital, he dies, they take his organs. And that was a situation some years ago down south where they found a young Black man rolled up in a blanket in a gymnasium. Guess what? All his organs were gone. And to this day, a lot of young Black women are going missing. I wonder what they want their body parts for.
And they want their bodies for, for trans humanism. You know what I'm saying? They want their body parts for, for sexual proclivities and things of that nature. Because, they try to take the womb of the Black woman and put it inside other people's bodies. Because the Black woman's womb has a lot more prokaryotic cells and stem cells inside of it. Right?
So check it out. Do your research later.
So this is a reality. You see what I'm saying? Because like I said, the standard of gangsterism that is implemented by the music industry, right? The standard of gangsterism is implemented by the music industry because, like I told you, it is a form of spell casting, which is basically witchcraft. And that witchcraft carries an energy and a frequency and a vibration that creates dark psychology, right? Which creates psychological external stimuli. And that external stimuli puts you in a state of chaos and confusion, right? So when it puts you in a state of chaos and confusion, like I said, it creates a psychological egregore to where you start to emulate, through the false perception of art, you start to emulate all these, these so-called rappers and these gangsters based upon the imagery and the perception that's being implemented by the television networking system, right? So I'm going to show you the reality of that in this video right here.
Make music for a purpose. It's not just background music, or it's not just, fluffy, light stuff.
This is not elevator satanic
It's
music.
ritualistic music. It is music that by even the act of listening to it, you are participating in a satanic ritual.
By listening to, so if I put this on and listen to it, I'm participating. Listen, I'm asking you, how does it make you feel?
It's very stirring. It's very emotionally charged. You can't listen to this music and say you don't feel something, because you do. I'm sure you would probably feel either hate or fear or rage or something.
I
Just
don't.
under the guise of nonconformity.
Does it bother you, Zena, that they're kind of using your symbols and your faith and ripping it off to get rich?
No, I wouldn't say it bothers me, because they're doing what they have to do.
Performance makes you drop it low. You know?
You see what I'm saying? Everything is based upon the personification of witchcraft. So this is why the Jesuits who own the music industry, everything is the foundation of, black magic, which creates dark psychology, like I said. And I'm going to read you a publication here. I'll read you this passage. Now, it says, in witchcraft, the hexagram is used to conjure up demons, making them appear in this dimension to do the bidding of the witch. And I'm going to show you the witch in this next video, because when you're talking about Michelle Lamy, she is, she's acting like she's this philanthropist. She's acting like she's this fashion designer, when really she's a 1,600-year-old witch, right? And I'm going to show you the reality of that in the next publication in the video. So it says that this basically confirms that hexagrams are to call forth demons to place spells and curses on the intended victim. The word hex comes from this word practice. Hexagram is also a symbol of sex and reproduction. The Masonic author Albert G. Mackey provides with this occultic explanation in this book called Symbolism of Freemasonry. And the dualistic trine. So when you're talking about the Jesuit symbol, that is basically a dualistic trine, because they take the information and they take our history and they put a hedonistic concept on it, right? So the triangle pointing downward is also the sign of the female, and the triangle pointing upward is basically a lingam that represents the man. So I told you the inception of that symbol came from the unification of the man and woman working together, working in synergy with nature. Their version of the hexagram is basically the man and woman working together based on a hedonistic concept, right? So when you see these two triangles are basically enlaced together, it represents the union of the activated forces by nature. It represents the male and the female elements, right? So that's how you know that these Freemasons, they stole all our shit, right? So like I told you, the hexagram is showing you the reality that is controlled by witches, right? So now I'm going to show you this witch named Michelle Lamy. She's a handler in the music industry. So I'm going to show, this is her right here on the right side. You're going to see her taking pictures with rappers, singers and things of that nature, because this is why, I don't know if anybody heard the song by Migos. There's a song and they got this ad lib in a song called, they go, Mama, Mama, that's her name in the music industry. Everybody calls her Mama. She is the soul catcher. That's another nickname that they call her. She's the soul catcher, right? So if you understand anything about witchcraft, witches, so this is what you need to read right here. It said about this woman with the tattooed fingers and the gold-plated teeth. had said a lot, and she's an Algerian gypsy. She was born in a resistance camp in occupied France and was raised by wolves in Andrianès. And she's an arms dealer and a vampire and a witch, and she's 1,600 years old, right? So all this stuff, you know, anytime you see anybody with black fingers, that is a sign of a person being a witch. So I'm gonna keep going with the video. You know what I'm saying? All these, there's another thing that you need. She said in North Africa, she said I was 17 or 18, and this woman and all these necklaces and tattoos, I found it so marvelous and beautiful. I don't know what that is. But when you pay attention to the symbolism, you know what I'm saying, all these rings and all these sigils, they are basically shows of veneration. It's going to show you the bloody oath of secrecy ring, right? That is a ring that a lot of popes and a lot of cardinals have. So you got a black pope, a white pope, and a gray pope. They all have his ring, and it's also interconnected to the Knights of Malta, which is a sub branch of the pope, of the papal infrastructure. This is on this now. This is a art. This is artwork cover of the rapper named Westside Gunn, and she has this woman on the artwork of the song or on the album, and it shows you the bloody oath of secrecy ring right here, right? It's a red ruby, and it's also the personification of Satanism. So, now you see her with the Migos, because, you know, all Satanists and all Luciferians, they wear red and black. You got to pay attention to the signs, right? So this now what you're looking at right here, this is Aleister Crowley, who was also working with the Thelema Society and the Theosophical Society with another witch named Madame Blavatsky, right? And I'm going to be showing you her in a second. All these people in the music industry are witches with the false perception of being, managers and fashion designers, you know what I'm saying? And most of these fashion industries, when you see these, these fashion shows and everything, these are Pleiadians. These are Pleiadian rituals that works in synergy with the Luciferian principle. Because I told you the Pleiadians, they work with the Majestic 12 that controls the matrix system through materialism. So now you look at this is a Luciferian symbol right here on his neck. All Luciferianism. So we're going to skip up a little bit. See, Michelle Lamy is a known witch in the fashion industry. She's married to Rick Owens. Recently, someone close to Michelle is claiming that she's involved with a coven that the Kardashian women are also involved in. Now you see why, they want to give off this perception that Kanye is crazy. So one thing you got to understand about Kanye West, when Takeoff died, right? That is basically a witchcraft mirror flip, because Takeoff is a Gemini and Kanye West is also a Gemini, right? So they just had Takeoff's funeral on the 11th, and it's 11/11/22. So 22 days after 11/11, you get 33, which is December 3rd. And on December 3rd is the day before Jay-Z's birthday. You see, he called out Jay-Z in that music in that video I just showed you, right? So if anything, any time between that time, there's going to be another ritualistic sacrifice. Let's just hope it ain't Kanye West. So, like I said, they do these sacrifices because they trying to combat climate change. So now you see A$AP Rocky, you know what I'm saying? So now you see his career took off. This nigga ain't put out no damn music or nothing. So where you think he's getting all these, this success and these riches from, right? So like I said, when you working with those people and you're going through all these initiation processes, you're going to reap the benefits of that, because I told you the sheer form of instant gratification is controlled by a coven of Luciferianism. Delayed gratification is works in symbiotic connection with the universe, the Most High. So anytime you start getting shit fast, like I say, here she go right here with Kim Kardashian. That's Kanye with it right there. You know what I'm saying? This is real. So this is also, like I told you, all this basically works in synergy with everything that's going on right now, right? So now I'm going to show you Madame Blavatsky. Now this is the Madame Blavatsky, who you're looking at right here. She's a 32nd degree Mason, right? And one of the most hidden secrets involved in the so-called fall of angels, Satan and his rebellious hosts will thus prove to become the direct saviors and creators of divine man, right? And it says at the bottom right here, it says, it is Satan who is the God of our planet and the only God, right? And then you go to this publication right here. It says that Madame Blavatsky argues that Satan, Lucifer, or the devil, which are basically interchangeable names, is the God of this dimension, right? And it says like this, it's like the Roman addicts, and draws the parallel between Satan and Prometheus, right? I know you've seen that movie Prometheus. Satan's function as a cultural hero in the same spirit as the Greek Titan, which is the moon. I told you the moon is an artificial celestial body that keeps you confined under witchcraft under a three-dimensional paradigm. Titan is evident in the Bible, she claims, provided it is read correctly, right? Because the Jesuit order, the people who could claim to be the Hebrews, they're the ones who control everything on this planet through monetary wealth, through materialism, right? So now when you go to her symbol, like I said, this is the Jesuit symbol, the dualistic trine, right? So the people you see with this symbol right here, that's basically in alignment to the fact that they are the synagogues of Satan, right? Because this is also, you know, facilitated by Luciferianism, inverted lifestyles, right? So now we're going to go to this video right here, because I told you, they the ones who control everything. They control the music industry. You know what I'm saying? The music industry is not a so-called black person's industry. Like I told you, this is a secret society controlled by people at the top who are controlled by people that you don't see. I'm going to play this video.
Is under contract to Jimmy Iovine, who is owned by Lucien Grinch. Dr. Dre is under contract to Jimmy Iovine, who is owned by Lucien Grinch. The guys who, I mean, Snoop Dogg is worth about $110 million. That's his net worth. But he was under contract to David Geffen, who's worth about $4 billion. When you follow the money, you realize hip hop is a white man's industry. The people who say, I like that record, I want this song, I don't want that song. That's a white guy who's making that decision. I like the song with the obscenity. I don't like the song with the politics. So we're going to have this one on the CD and not that one. Understand? Or you want to continue to work for us? So that's the story of hip hop, according to Patricia Rose. It is the corporate sale of racism. So, for example, Edgar Bronfman, who is the CEO under whom...
Notice he said it's the corporate sale of racism. This is why, you know what I'm saying, in order for you to get a record deal, you got to push dysfunctionalism. You got to push death. If you're not pushing nothing that they're telling you to push, you're not going to get no motherfucking money. And if you go against what they saying and you break oath, like Kanye just broke oath, you know, they're going to blackball you or they're going to kill you.
Cohen Works, who deals with Jay-Z. Edgar Bronfman is worth between $2.5 billion to $4 billion, depending on the year. So these are white people who control this industry, and we don't know much about any of them. Okay. They're marketing racist images of Black people, especially Black males. And they're the ones who are profiting the most from it.
Like I said, all money ain't good money, bruh. You hear motherfuckers say some stupid ass shit talking about, oh, he getting money though. You know what I'm saying? All money ain't good money. You can't pay me enough money to push misogynistic music to the public. You can't pay me enough money to, to put out a song talking about kill a nigga, shoot a nigga, gang bang a nigga. You can't pay me enough to do no shit like that because I'm not a sellout. Right? So all this corresponds to the fact that, like I said, when you break oath, they come out to kill you. If you don't do what they want you to do, they're going to decimate your ass. Because, like I said, it's a bloody oath of secrecy. It's connected to the Jesuit order. So now I'm going to show you this video of Aaron Carter. So if they don't, so it's going to show you the reality. If you don't do what they don't want you to do, they're gonna kill. So like I said, it's a reality. Now, since he broke oath, he didn't want to do that. Now this is why you got him putting out videos like this days before he died. He just died like last week, I believe. Now watch this video.
My brother was a rapist, and my life, my whole family was combined, and there's some records sold for $5 million. Told me, and his industry $10 million. They only money was trying to help me raise $100,000. We moved to a uncontrollable intake. Like I say, my realtor will sell my house. They're all involved in these, and they're trying to keep it. They have somebody who drops from the check for work in the garage. So they don't want to change stuff. So please check on this way, and please don't.
So like I said, man, this is a reality because, like I said, he try to, even if you try to sue these people, you won't be able to do it because if you try to sue them, when you break down the etymological roots of the word bar, when you become a lawyer, when you become a judge, you got to take the bar exam. Bar is an anagram for the word rab. What is a rab? A rabbi is the people who are connected to the Jesuit order, because a rab is a lord, is a master of who? A master of the people in the three-dimensional world. So this also corresponds with law. That's why when you try to sue a motherfucker for doing you wrong, you know what I'm saying, they owe you a lot of money. The lawyers, they work with the Jesuits, right? Because like I said, you a casualty of war. That's why when you go inside a courtroom, they got a goddamn flag in there with a yellow tassel on it. That means you a casualty of war, right? So something else I wanted to show you. Yeah, the tweet that he put out. Now when you go to this, you go to the tweet that he put out. He says, yo, Kanye, let's talk, man to man. This was a day before he died, right? So this is, you know what I'm saying, all this stuff is not a coincidence. So this is why, you know what I'm saying, Kanye's handler, who is Haley Pasternak, you know what I'm saying, he's really a CIA agent. A lot of these people, you know what I'm saying, who are handlers, and a lot of these people who are watching you, they don't really have your best interests at heart. These people are watching you. So if you break oath, they call mama, Michelle Lammy, to put you in a form of entrapment to usurp your soul from you because you broke oath. Kanye broke oath because he been said he sold his soul for a Happy Meal, right? So now, like I said, this is also interconnected to the Jesuit order military. So the Roman code of the Jesuit order, I can't even really see, so I'm gonna read somewhere else. So this, like I said, it's basically the foundation of Luciferianism, right? So they live on the principles of the fact that evil is good and good is evil. This is the Jesuit mindset. No crime carried out is too heinous or as long as it basically furthers the Jesuit counter reformation program. We are in the final stages of the Jesuit program. The final stage is set for the Jesuit Antichrist to appear. The Jesuits of the Fourth Oath have carried out every atrocity against mankind for the last 500 years in furthering Rome's agenda, right? So this is why the Pope, you know what I'm saying, he's calling up all these religious leaders all around the planet to go to Mount Sinai. So they want to do incantations, you know what I'm saying, to combat climate change so they can hold up on this illusion of this three-dimensional Piscean energy. Because like I said, this is the age of Aquarius. This is the age of information. So with all this information out, you know what I'm saying, you cannot say all this shit is a conspiracy theory, right? So there's a few other things. This also coincides with the fact that it's connected to the protocols of Zion, right? Because what you got to understand is that the Freemasonic order is basically a Jesuit proxy, right? So this is where it basically says verbatim in the protocols of Zion that's connected to the bloody oath of secrecy. It says that whereas the Goyim is what they call black people. If you're not a Jesuit or you know what I'm saying, according to the symbol, if you're not a you're basically a Goyim. So it says, whereas the Goyim have knowledge of nothing and not even the immediate effect of an action, right? So they got to keep you in a state of chaos and confusion. That's a Luciferian principle. They don't want you to know shit. So now when you look at these symbols, right, the Jewish roots of the Luciferian Freemasonry, right? These are the people who control the music industry, right? Now, when you look at this picture right here, it says that the Freemason symbol is a supreme aim. The Zionists, yeah, building the temple. Good is another word for Lucifer, the Antichrist. Freemasons in the synagogue, right? And it tells you that, you know, Satan, the people who claim to be Jews are the synagogues of Satan, right? Now, when you go to Albert Pike said verbatim that the God of Freemason Judaism is Lucifer in the Morals and Dogma book, and Pike asserts that Lucifer is the light of Freemasonry. I told you that demons don't dwell in darkness, they dwell in the false light, right? So the Lucifer, the light bearer, a strange and mysterious name to the given spirit of darkness. Lucifer, the son of the morning. You know that song that Jay-Z put out, that he put out with Kanye West, called Lucifer, the son of the morning, on the Black album, right? So this also corresponds, like I said, it corresponds to the music industry. That's why Jay-Z had that shirt on, said, "Do what thou wilt." That's a Luciferian principle, right? So to you sovereign grand inspectors, the brethrens, the 32nd, the 31st, and the 30 degrees of Freemasonic religions is basically imputing to the Luciferian doctrine, right? Yes, Lucifer is God, and unfortunately, Adonai is also God, which is also connected to the occultic theosophical book club that they got. Now we're gonna go to another. Like I said, I'm gonna prove to you that it's Freemasonry in itself is a Jewish proxy, right? Mankind is the victim of the hope so mind-boggling and monstrous, and is in denial, and the humanity is controlled by a satanic cult. Freemasonry rarely mentioned in the public discourse. Masonry itself is a proxy for Kabbalistic Jews, the Kabbalistic Jewish bankers, the Illuminati. This cult manipulated political events and the culture for more than 200 years. Our freedom is an illusion cultivated by their media, our leaders, and their witting and unwitting agents, right? And that was created by Maximilian Kolbe. So with all that shit being said, man, you know, like I said, man, Illuminati, I'm on to you. I'm on to you. You know what I'm saying? We living in the age of information. So, you know, the library is not expendable. The internet is not expendable. The Google search is not expendable. All the information is out there. You just got to know where to look for it. So with all that shit being said, get this video out there, share this video. End of transmission.